Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to my channel for another video today. Just like last time, I will be unboxing a scooter. This is a different type of scooter today. Last time I had more of a part complete. To my knowledge, this complete is going to be another great complete we're going to be unboxing today. The one I have is a blue and chrome complete, and I'm going to get to unboxing it as soon as possible. Like last time, I'm going to unbox this complete. I'm going to use my trusty craft knife, cut down the sides, open the box up, put the scooter together for you guys, and then show you what it looks like as a complete. First, I'm going to cut this open, cut the sellotape, should be up. First, I'm going to cut the tape off along the sides so I'm able to open the box, and after that, I will put the scooter together and then go over some of the features that this complete includes. Obviously the scooter comes with a lot of tape around the edges just so the box doesn't open. Obviously the scooter comes with a lot of tape around the edges so the box does not open while it is in transport. That is only if you get the scooter shipped to you. And here we go. That looks extremely nice. Now I must say, the unboxing experience on this scooter is insane. Only because of how well the scooter is packaged as a whole. I'm going to compare it to the Grit scooter I unboxed in my last video for a comparison. That was literally just cardboard wrapped up in plastic in a box. Where this is all laid out perfectly so nothing rattles around. For a little bit of caution, things do come out. That isn't always the case. For instance, this shim does come loose in travel only because the styrofoam that's holding everything in is a little loose around the shim, but that is not to worry. In this case, it didn't damage any of the parts that things can rattle around and scratch the paint. It's just something to look out for when parts are in shipping. I'm not going to keep you guys waiting much longer, and I'm going to show you guys how to put this scooter together. So basically, in this box, you're getting 2 pairs of grips, 2 wheels, a pair of bars, one deck, the axles, forks, a clamp, 2 Allen keys, a headset, an HIC shim, and the compression bolt that tightens into. You're also getting the Hella Grip classic grip tape. After some technical difficulties during the editing process, to find out that I didn't actually have any sound going when I actually put the scooter together, so I'm going to put it together again for you guys. So what we're going to start off with is doing the forks and the headset because that's the main part of the scooter. And I'm going to start off with putting the crown race on the forks. This is just so that the forks aren't scraping on the headset, and it should just slide on like the scooter nice and tight. You put your HIC shim and you put this over the forks. Well done. The shim over the forks, and then you get your compression bolt, and this just tightens into the forks. Presses the headset bearings down into the deck and will keep everything nice and tight. This is when you're going to have to grab your 2 Allen keys, well, one of your 2 Allen keys that come with the kit, and use your 6mm and just tighten it. Keep turning, and it'll get to this point where it won't want to turn anymore. Right now, the headset's pretty tight. It's actually going to change when you put your bars on, that it's actually going to spin a lot better, but it's also because the headset's brand new that it's going to take some wearing in. Okay, what we're doing now is we're going to put both the wheels on. So what we have to do is use 2 5mm to take off both the axles, and then we can put the wheels through. Regular 5mm or... We've got the front axle out, and all you need to do is, because the wheels come pre-packaged with your bearings and whatnot, you're able to just slide the wheel in, grab your axle and just line your wheel up so it slides straight through, flip it over, grab the bolt and just try and screw it in. Again, the same as doing your headset with the HIC, you just need to tighten this until it no longer needs to be tightened, I guess. You won't over tighten it, but you just need to keep feeling until your wheel doesn't wobble anymore. You want to keep your wheel as tight as possible just to keep it from overlising, and then your scooter's just going to sound terrible. You just want to be able to repeat the same process with the back of the deck. Loosening the axle and then stop. With this deck we have different kind of spacers. Spaces here are meant to slot in the deck so that they don't move when you try to put your wheel in. You kind of just have to try and slot them in and hold them there, because they don't actually stay very well, but it's so they don't move up and down and you don't have to spend heaps of time. What I recommend doing is grabbing your axle and just putting it through one so it stays there, and grabbing your bolt and putting it through the other. This is just so they stay there when you pick it up to put your wheel on. If I could hold this. This is when you put your wheel in, and do the same with your as you did with your front wheel. I'm trying to align it up. As I've done now, because I use this to hold it in place, I can just try and screw it back in again. Don't over tighten it, otherwise you'll strip the bolts, but do it just enough that the wheel doesn't wobble. Now we have the bottom half of the scooter complete. Obviously you guys wouldn't have put your grip tape on, which I've gone and done ahead of time. So we'll just move that out of the way. Again, same with the bars. The grips and bar ends have all been pre-installed, but of course that's actually pretty self-explanatory. But if you don't know, I will do another clip of me putting them on just so you can see how to put them on yourself. The clamp itself is just going to be hopefully loose enough that you can slide the bars in. But something to always check for is loosening the bolts beforehand, just so that it'll slide onto the bars. Make sure it's going to be going up the right way. You can then put it onto the bars and just tighten it until it stays there. Most people do this wrong, and the recommended way that you tighten a clamp is 1 revolution at a time. This is so that the clamp bolts clamp down on the bars evenly and you don't destroy the clamp. It should be loose enough that you can just go ahead and just slide it on, which I cannot. Yes, I can. There we go. And then all you will need to do from then is just grab your Allen key like you have and continue to tighten the bolts 1 revolution at a time. Be careful when doing your clamp bolts, because these are the bolts that are easiest to strip. And just for this small piece of metal, it isn't cheap. You can be looking at up to around $80 just for a clamp for an HIC kit. And there we go. This is your complete Artt Primo V2. The deck is 20.6 long by 4.5 wide. It's running 110mm wheels. You got Hella Grip for the grip tape, the classic sheet, HIC clamp running 5mm Allen key bolts. You got an integrated headset, the Artt compressor forks. The Artt compressor forks that are compatible with 110s and 100mm wheels. This comes with the HIC kit, oversized chromoly bars with some really soft grips. This will suit any kind of riding, from street to park, any age group, and the price of one of these is actually really affordable. You're only paying around $250 right now for this on ScooterPRO.co.nz. $250 is insane. You will not find another scooter like this. Now it's time for us to put the grips on. I didn't do this before. What I'm going to use is some Rexona, or anything you have around the house. Can be hairspray, Lynx, whatever. General spray works perfectly for this. Okay, so now that I got the bar ends out of both the grips, what I'm going to do is going to put a little Rexona into the inside of the grip, which just lubricates it up, makes it slide on a lot easier, and then I'm going to try and slide them onto the bars. You only really need a little bit. Too much will just make you have constant throttle grip. But now I should be able to just slide this grip on. Go. The grip is now on. Now, the last step is putting the grip tape on the scooter. This is the hardest step only because generally you don't want to mess it up, because one, good grip tape always looks good, and two, that's where your feet are going to be sticking to, so without grip tape, well, it's not going to work very well. What you're going to need is one, a craft knife, and two, a trustful adult that is going to be able to do the cutting for your grip tape for you. What you want to do is mark it out on the deck. So spread the grip tape out along the deck, getting the logo of the Hello Grip roughly in the middle, and then finding where the pieces are that you need to cut off. The reason they make the grip tape so big is so that you can cut it off at any point and still have bits left just in case it doesn't end up being right. So what I have come out with is my grip tape being roughly that size, which is going to cover the deck and where your feet are going to be going. I folded the pieces over so that I know where I need to cut, and this will make a good marking point. Okay, basically I don't have any scissors, but what I do have is a craft knife and a chopping board. I'm going to make straight cuts through the grip tape and do it on the chopping board so I don't cut into the table. And use this part. I've cut one side off, now I've got to do the other side. Again with a nice straight cut, and I'll be able to rip that off. There we go, nice straight cut. Minus this little tab here. The main reason I said to make it a little bit longer is so when you put it down, there's little bits going over the edge. So if you did mess it up, it doesn't matter. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to peel the back side of this grip tape off and apply it to the deck. Now this is important to try and get it as straight as possible. That is straight there. Now, what I do is I run this along this part of the grip tape. You do that so that if there's anything hanging over the edge, you can cut it off. If you don't cut that part off, then when you catch whips, your grip tape starts to peel off. Now that we've got straight edges, then we cut off this end part here that's just hanging on. Okay, now I finished gripping the deck. I cut the last bit off, so now it's all flush with the back of the deck, and now it's only this portion of the deck that is actually covered in grip tape.